What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this March 21st, Tuesday edition of Hughes Huddle. First day back with kiddos after spring break. I hope you had a wonderful and restful spring break with family and friends. Maybe you did something fun. Maybe you just chilled all week. Whatever was best for you, I hope you got to do it. We're excited to be back and welcome everybody back today. It's good to see the kiddos back in the building. So a couple of things to cover in this week's Hughes Huddle. First and foremost, I got to say, we got to talk about bingo night, which was that Thursday before spring break, and it was fabulous. The turnout was spectacular. We were totally thrilled. It was so much fun to see all these families, especially with some of the little ones, like the little kiddos that aren't even Wilkerson students yet. When they yell the bingo and their card would get checked and they'd come running up front to choose their prizes. It was a fabulous evening. And so thank you so much for coming out and supporting our PTO and supporting our students in campus. I had several parents approach me that night asking if we were going to do this again. Maybe we can make it a semester thing each semester, because the fall festival is not going anywhere. It's going to stick around. So next fall we will have the fall festival, but maybe we do a bingo night each semester. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much to the businesses and organizations that donated the prizes. We had some spectacular prizes, so thank you. I know the kids got an enjoyment out of that. And then thank you so much for all of y'all's patronage at the concession stand and just buying the bingo cards and making it a fun night for the entire family. Thank you. It was wonderful. So that's the first thing I wanted to say is thank you and give you a recap on that. As far as testing this week, it's kind of a low-key week. The only thing we have is on Friday, 6th grade math, both advanced and levels. On Friday, we'll have a common assessment. So basically, 6th graders be studying this week for your math test on Friday. You'll be taking that on Friday, and so you got a couple of days to prepare for that. That's it as far as the testing and stuff goes. I do want to talk to you parents about some things we're going to try here these last 9 weeks, because this is the last 9 weeks. It's like the fourth quarter of the game, right? So teachers and students have been working very hard the first 3 quarters, but this last quarter, this is the crunch time. This is when teachers are covering that last bit of new material, and then we go in April, we'll go into full-on STAR prep mode, where it'll be kind of very intensive 3-week review of all the material they covered this year. So we're having a couple of problems that we're trying to come up with creative solutions. Okay. First problem, bathrooms. It's been a problem this whole year, but it's really ramped up. Right before spring break, it really ramped up. By bathrooms or restrooms, I mean just kids vandalizing, like riding on the stalls, flooding the toilets, flooding the sinks, splashing water everywhere. We've tried everything, and we've tried to go to like elementary style class restroom breaks where the class has to wait outside and go in one at a time. We've tried sign out sheets. We've literally tried everything we can. The problem with that is it really affects, if you have 95% of the student population that's rocking it and goes in there, handles their business and leaves and does what they need to do, and you have the 5% that want to go in there with the tomfoolery, that's not fair to the 95%, right? That we start doing all this kind of whole class restroom breaks and stuff. So I got with some of our leadership teams here on campus, some of our leader teachers, and said, come up with ideas, like what can we do? So a fun idea that was brought up, it was, because I want to reward the 95% of the kids who are crushing it, right? And hopefully deter the 5% or so, or whatever it is, I'm just making up percents here, that are doing all the stuff in the bathroom. So how in a factory or whatnot, they'll have the OSHA posters and it'll say 217 days since the last accident or whatever. So we thought, what if we put a poster on the 5th and the 6th grade, and we came up with an acronym. I've got it written on my board. It's called WRAP, W-R-A-P, which is Wilkerson Restroom Accountability Program. So we're going to put a 6th grade and a 5th grade, and we're going to keep track of days that there are not issues in the restroom. No riding on the stalls, no flooding in the bathroom, no paper towels anywhere, spit wads, all the classic stuff. And it'll be like 3 days without a restroom incident, 4 days without a restroom incident. If we can get to 5 consecutive days, we're going to start small. If we can get to 5 consecutive days, then what will happen is that entire grade level, 5th or 6th, will earn some extra recess time, which is a big thing in 5th and 6th grade, because that's the one complaint a lot of kids will say is, I feel like we get out here, we get playing, we don't get a lot of time. Well, we don't. We have 30 minutes for lunch, about 20 of it's eating, about 10 of it is recess, but by the time you transition and get outside, it's not a ton of time at this level. It's higher in the elementary level, intermediate it gets shorter, and in junior high it's gone altogether. So what we'll do is, if we can get to 5 consecutive days without a restroom incident, we'll do extra recess, and we'll reward the whole school with extra recess, okay? And then we'll keep it going once we get 10 days or whatever. So, because we have a fabulous custodial staff here, Miss Nancy, Mr. Miguel, and like, they work so hard, and I hate having to have them work that much harder to clean up because people aren't acting right. And it just frustrates me, because they're the hardest working people in the building, and I hate putting extra work on their plate. So parents, if you will talk to your kiddos about, I'm going to be making an announcement to the kids probably tomorrow, because we are telepass testing and doing some stuff that I can't be making announcements. But anyways, I'm going to make an announcement to the kids to let them know this program's coming, and really play it up. But parents, I could use your help and your support in talking to your kiddos about handling your business this last 9 weeks. Or if you know who's doing it in the restroom, low key, let one of us know. You don't have to stand up in the hallway and say, hey, you can come to any adult in the building and say, hey, I think this might be going on. So that's the restroom thing. We're trying to handle that with that. The other thing is just overall behaviors. It's that time of year, it's the end of the year, where behaviors start ramping up a little bit. It happens every year, like clockwork. So we are holding kids accountable like we have been all year. If you get in trouble, you get a consequence, and then, hey, we learn from it, we move on. But parents, if you could really talk to your students about just really handling their business this last 9 weeks, because like I said, it's crunch time. We're trying to teach them a lot of stuff, and we're trying to make sure that they're ready for the STAR, because that's our report card, right? That's how well we did as educators. About crunch time, one of our teachers, I have it here pulled up on my screen, one of our teachers came up with a fabulous idea to reward attendance during crunch time. So crunch time being April 3rd through April 21st. That is when we really get into STAR kickoff, and we're reviewing for STAR. If a student has perfect attendance from the 3rd through the 21st, on the 21st, which is a Friday, they are going to get a crunch reward. It could be a Nestle Crunch Bar. It could be the Bluebell Crunch ice cream cones, stuff like that. We're going to get some sweet treats, have a little party for the kids who have had perfect attendance and who have been here working hard and preparing for the STAR test. So that's coming up as an incentive for kids. Like I said, we're trying to offer incentives to get the kids excited. There are a few things coming up on the 27th, which is next Monday. Knox will be here on campus to visit with 6th graders. And I'm just telling you that in this Hughes Huddle, because by the time I make next week's Hughes Huddle on Monday, they'll already have been here. So I'm trying to put it on your radar. So next Monday, Knox will be here. And then everything else is kind of further out, and I don't want to overload you with information. So I'll talk about that in future Hughes Huddles. But again, parents, if you can talk to your kiddo, this is crunch time. Let's make it count. This is where all the hard work that they have put in and the teachers have put in really is going to pay off. So that's it for this Hughes Huddle. Short week. We will return to our regularly scheduled programming on Monday for next week's Hughes Huddle. Hope you have a great week. If you need anything, reach out as always, and we'll talk to you then. All right, guys. Welcome back. See you next week.